Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday and welcome to our usual Monday check-in where this is our Mindful Motivation for Mindset Mastery session. First one for April. Welcome to the month of April. I trust you had a lovely weekend and are all ready to step into this brand new month. The month of April is such a powerful, empowering month. Aries season has arrived. So before we get into pulling cards to set the tone and look at what we can work on this week, I'd like to just tap into what's happening with the phases of the moon. If you've watched these before, you know that we kind of just riff on that a little bit. This week's lunar effect or influence for us is the last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Capricorn. And this is about really encouraging us to tap into this awareness or this sense of resilience. You know, this is actually a conversation I've had quite a few times of late. A wee reminder that, you know, when we are working on an intention or we've got something plotted, you know, like a plan or a course of action plotted, and things come up, discombobulations come up, problems come up, things maybe take a wee bit of a detour. I think it's really important to always remember that if you're facing something, that if you're dealing with something, it means that you have the capacity, the ability to come through it. As one of my favorite mindset statements is to always remember that obstacles are on your way, not in your way. And so sometimes though, and that's what this week is with this last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Capricorn, is have a reassessment of where are you maybe feeling blocked or that there's an issue, and is it that you need to do something, or maybe you even need to not do something, right? So it's about doing a wee bit of a course correct, doing a wee bit of a check-in with your direction, with all the things that you're working on. And maybe sometimes too, it does mean up-leveling your sense of confidence or discipline or perseverance or understanding that you can do it. You can overcome. You can deal with whatever it is that you're called upon to walk through, to deal with. And if any of this ever brings up any questions or concerns, or you need a wee bit more support or resources, put it in the comments below or let me know. Because it's one thing to say that every situation that we're in, we can deal with. However, sometimes that means that the dealing with means you need to request help, or you need to learn something new, or you need to shift your perspective. So that's why I'm saying this is not about saying, okay, now I just need to go quiet and work something out. If there is something that feels discombobulating, you know that's one of my favorite words. that it's one thing to know that you can deal with it, but if the answer's not presenting itself and you're feeling a wee bit impatient, that's actually a vibe that comes in with that Capricorn. It is patience, the tenacity, the resilience, the capacity to deal with stuff is within us. Let that wake up within you. Now, the other influence that we've got, and it starts today, we've got Mercury retrograde, the second one of 2024. And this one is actually in the sign of Aries. So if you've experienced Mercury retrograde, there are a lot of people kind of shake their fist at it and curse a Mercury retrograde. It's actually, to me, it's actually a really powerful gift, that it helps us clarify or get clear or clear things up from a communication point of view. So of course, all communication starts within. How do you speak to and about yourself? And with it being in the action Aries, are you doing the things that light you up? Are you scripting your best story? Are you following a past script of a story that doesn't serve you anymore? Maybe this is time where you can say, you know what? I don't want to be or do or work on or show up as something that's not really me. So this is a very important time too. See if that resonates. But now we'll get into pulling some cards. I use 4 different cards to really kind of help us. This is about helping us create some ease in the action and being and doing. So creating some ease, creating some access to that resilience, but also to really clarify things. So all that being said, we start off with one of my letting go cards, because that, to me, that's the first step. And there's a big piece around that with this moon phase, with us stepping into the month of April. It's about letting go that which no longer serves the most auspicious, most big, most profound aspect of you. What can we look at letting go of as we step forward into this beautiful way? And this is beautiful, actually. I like this. It's assumptions or expectations. Is there something that you need to do to reflect on, is that really true? You know, assumptions can sometimes limit us or make us play small or make up stories. You know, oh, there's no point in me trying that because I always fail at it. Or there's no point in me setting this goal because I never get there. Don't follow blindly an expectation or an assumption. Pause for a wee moment and put your hand over your heart and check in. Is that really the truth? Do I really know that that's the truth? And this is not about shaming or blaming or getting into any sort of guilt. You know, if I've followed an assumption and there's a different way or a better way, that's okay. It's about having the willingness to sit with yourself, to strip away those things that no longer serve you, to strip away those things that maybe was true at some juncture, but aren't now. So this is a very big tap on our shoulder to really stay present. Assumptions can be based upon something that happened a long time ago. Or it can be because you listened to something or you adopted somebody else's agenda that's not really yours. So this one can be a wee bit sneaky, assumptions or expectations. So really allow yourself to dialogue with that inner critic. Sometimes is the one that will bring up an assumption. Just the pieces of you, the ones that kind of narrate or guide or try and derail your best efforts. So letting go of assumptions and expectations. And now we'll have one tarot card. Oh, this is awesome. I love this. It's the High Priestess. Don't you love that? High Priestess is about asking you to get in touch with that ethereal, that inner wisdom, that intuitive energy that's actually always available to you. However, if we get too ingrained into doing and pushing forward and being in our head, listening to too much of that mind chatter, actually derails us from actually realizing we have the answers within us. I encourage you, and this is actually how I do things, pause often, hand over your heart, take some really deep breaths. That allows you to get out of that chattering mind and kind of come into the guidance of that High Priestess, the guidance of your higher self, your inner wisdom. The truth is, it's actually always there guiding you, but we don't often, in fact, in the Western world in particular, we're not conditioned to, take that pause, to take that space to just reflect. Do you need to bring that into a wee bit more harmony for you? The being and the doing. And I've talked about that on these sessions with you before. The being is the feminine aspect of you. The doing is the masculine aspect of you. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. We all have that. However, it's of vital importance to have them in balance for you. What is your balance? Perhaps you could use this week and the letting go of assumptions and expectations and really tapping into your inner wisdom, your intuitive nature. And like I've said to you before, if you need some support or more information on these ideas, just let me know. Oops, there's one that I'm just shuffling the Healing with the Angels cards, and one just flew right out saying, I'm coming. That's perfect. I love these. Oh, one of my favorite ones come up. So the first one is friendship. I like that one. For the first two actually that have come up, friendship and soulmate. So this really feels like this communication aspect, which is perhaps being underlined by the Mercury retrograde, is it's vital also for you to be your own best friend, for you to actually recognize that you are your own soulmate, that you are the sacred being that's animating this whole life experience. What do you need to do to find it, to access it, to speak with it, to speak from it? And the third card that came out, and this is one of my favorite ones, is are you listening? Are you listening to that powerful high priestess energy that's flowing through you? It's actually always flowing through you. Like I said, what do you need in order to receive more of that? And how do you receive your own inner wisdom? Is it a thought? Is it something that comes from your heart? Is it a feeling, just an inner knowing? Do you hear thoughts? Do you hear words? Do you hear people speaking outside of you? Sometimes overhearing a conversation can actually be your own inner wisdom saying, listen to that, pay attention to that. How do you do that? How do you listen to your own inner wisdom? Your not only your inner wisdom, but the energy of the universe flowing through you. How do you tap into that and access that? Okay, just about ready to send you off into your week ahead. Just take a nice deep breath. Lots of big pieces coming into this setting the tone for the new month. So now we're going to finish off with one of my liberate your inner truth, because as you know, that is the fundamental piece of all these sessions, of all this work that we do, whether we do it consciously or not. It's working through us. Our truth is working through us. So let's see, what can we work on or feel into with this? Awesome. It's I am transforming. Isn't that brilliant? So that beautifully sums up what I was just saying about you maybe checking in with the story. Is it the truth of who you're becoming? The most auspicious, beautiful, powerful version of you? Are you aligning with that and following that and walking to the beat of your own drum, which is, of course, your heartbeat? So let me read this out to you. This is the beginning of a wonderful transformation. It is time to let the real nature of myself to emerge. Over the coming days and weeks, I feel a renewed sense of confidence, excitement, and purpose in my life. I couldn't have picked a better card even if I tried. That is such a powerful message for all of us to step into this Aries season, this month of April, but also make best use of that Mercury retrograde energy. Mercury retrograde energy may bring challenges on communication, but it's simply working at bringing in some of that resilience, some of that tenacity. Don't get into the negative aspect of it. I really encourage that, to actually realize this is actually for your highest and best good. I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and I'll be back again with you next week. Much love to you.